What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of The Standard with your boy, Cedric Lowry. I really appreciate you guys for tuning into this. This is something I've been meaning to do for a long time. I know a lot of you guys out there want to know me outside of just business and entrepreneurship and, being you guys, personal mentor and all that. I know you guys want to hear more about my outlooks on life, about current events that are going on in the world, and what are my thoughts. So I set with this opportunity for the past 3 or 4 months. I was going, just going through my mind and just trying to figure out how I would piece it together, how I would put it together. And this is the best way that I can do it, is just, let's just start. So on this show, we're going to have guests. We're going to have, individuals sharing life stories. We're also going to have some people as well that you guys may relate to in certain areas of your life or certain topics. We're going to have males and females, not just entrepreneurs, but also individuals that may be in the entertainment space, actors, and things of that nature, maybe even some comedians. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys for once again tuning in to the first episode of The Standard, and we are going to just get things rocking and rolling. Let's start off with the first topic here. So I don't know if you guys know this, but it looks like there was another assassination attempt on the former president Donald Trump's life. Now, I'm gonna smoke some hookah to that real quick because I got an opinion on what you guys' intake on, and I'm gonna share my thoughts. Okay, so here's the thing. You guys think that the Secret Service is, I don't know if y'all think it's fake. I don't know if y'all think that they just don't exist. I don't know what y'all think out there. But guys, the Secret Service is real, right? There's millions and millions of dollars that get spent on protecting the president, elected officials, people, from different legislative parties. Guys, there's millions and millions of dollars that's dumped into these various programs. So if you guys don't know that by now you know, guys, stop trying to assassinate other people. Also, as well, I don't think assassinating someone is going to get you the end result that you're looking for. So I guess you can relate this to kind of like the streets, right? If someone does something to you that you don't like from another hood or another block, you're not just gonna just roll over there and just start shooting those people or killing those people. Because one, everyone knows that, hey, the way politics goes, that is not going to solve anything. It's just going to cause more problems, and that's what I believe the assassination of Donald Trump will do. I think it's not going to affect the world in a positive way. I don't think that will solve anything. I don't think that the individuals out there are taking any of those things obviously into consideration. I believe that those individuals are on some radical type of time or whatever. But guys, violence in that capacity is never the answer. So that's my thoughts. It looks like they essentially found this individual in the bushes while they were on a golf course, and based off the information that's been put out, the Secret Service agents had a agent or a senior agent that was at the next hole in front of them, scoping out the landscape, making sure that everything was safe, and they saw a barrel pointing out of the bushes, which then that individual from the Secret Service engaged that individual with that barrel that was in the bushes, and that person fled the scene. They then caught up to him because a good Samaritan, a good citizen, was able to not only identify this person, but also they took pictures of the license plate and the vehicle. So the authorities were able to track him down as he was headed out of town in Martin County. Now, once again, I don't condone any violence. Yes, I believe sometimes, people decide people deserve to get hit on top of the head or whatever because they say something wild or or they do something, that we may not like politically or just, just on the everyday. But killing somebody is not the answer, 100%. Now, moving on from the politics real quick, I just wanted to give you guys that quick update. Let's talk about some football. So you guys may not know this, but I used to be a strong safety and outside linebacker. And guess what? Your boy loves football. Now, with that being said, the only two teams that I'm following right now on the NFL side, it's going to be the Ravens. The linebacker Smith, he's been doing an exceptional job over the past couple years. Definitely reminds me of a Ed Reed and Ray Lewis combination. Just with his build, he's not as wide as a Ray Lewis, but he has that athletic look and build, and he has that ability and more speed than a Ray Lewis, which is why I said I believe it's a Ray Lewis Ed Reed combination. Now, with that being said, one thing that I truly hope for is for Lamar Jackson to get the win that we've all been waiting on. I mean, over the past couple years, they made it very far. It seemed to me that the check was signed, sealed, and delivered, but they just couldn't pull through. As you guys saw in the previous games leading up to the Super Bowl, and I really hope this year that these guys pull through. But the star player on that team outside of Lamar Jackson is going to be number 0 Smith, doing amazing things over there. Now, transitioning from the NFL, let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's talk about Colorado and Deion Sanders and that program that he has going on over there. He and his team played some exceptional football. Just the other day, they came out. Colorado State, they was on Instagram talking smack. The quarterback was being disrespectful. Other players using profanity and just doing a whole lot of unsportsmanlike things that I never condone. That I never see any of my boys that are in the NFL, any of my guys that are coaches out there. I never see any of these individuals partake in this slander that I've been seeing people from that coaching staff, as well as allowing these players to go online, talk smack, talk trash, all this stuff, and it's just like, guys, you did all that the first game and lost. So why would you guys do the same thing even more and then lose again? Like it's a formula for disaster, right? What I truly believe, and people can say what they want to say about it. I truly believe that people that go into a game with a clear mind, honest heart, mind, body, soul, and spirit, you're going to have the best chances of winning that football game. Your mind isn't going to be clouded with what you said on Instagram, or making sure, you posted this, you posted that. Like, you're worried about the wrong stuff. And that's what's wrong with Colorado State's program. They're worried about the wrong things. That's why Colorado, Deion Sanders, his son, the O-line, as well as the defensive line, which had an amazing game throughout multiple series. That's why they came out on top. I feel like they kept good poise. They had some penalties that, just like I always share with all my friends and everybody that's out there that that I come in contact with talking about football in Colorado, they're gonna get penalties that aren't real penalties. For example, they had a holding call on a 65-yard game with to Horn, and that was absolute garbage. I mean, the defensive lineman came in low, led with his right forearm, so he had that speed, power, and leverage. The O lineman got backed up as well, and Shador essentially evaded or left the pocket. So then, just naturally, the defender is pursuing Shador in the direction that he thinks that he's going in, and literally maybe a thumb for like a point of a second gets stuck up under the padding of that particular defensive player. We're going to see that the entire year. That is nothing new. Guys, if you don't know how politics work, like they're going to be seeing things like that the entire year. And these are some of the reasons why I really want you guys to understand that the organizations out there that are playing against Colorado, that are playing against Deion Sanders, they know how good of a program they actually have, and also as well, they know how good of a program they will have in the future. So it's not just as black and white as, okay, yeah, we're just going to throw in these pads and play ball. You're fighting against officials. You're fighting against social media. You're fighting against propaganda and rumors. You're fighting against your teammates that may not be performing. I mean, these guys are playing at an NFL level when it comes to exposure and the problems that they're now having to deal with, which is why I'm also glad that these players are now getting compensated. Now, with that being said, let's just take a look at the performance of the, I guess you could say, the most talked about player on their team outside of Shador, and that's going to be that man Travis Hunter. He is doing absolutely phenomenal. But wait a minute before I get into that. Hold on. Okay, so Travis Hunter is a dual player. If you guys didn't know this, he plays on both sides of the football, which means he plays the majority of the entire game. Okay, I've never seen this. I talk to some of my guys, that are dogs in the game. That got crazy offers at a very high level. Even some of my guys that play in the NFL, they've never seen nothing like this. And I'm super proud of not only the Colorado program, but what Travis Hunter has been able to do, and the candor that he's held himself with through all the adversity, the late hits, the bogus penalties, the slander, the trash talk. I mean, all these various things that he faces, and he's still able to pull off a game where he had 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He received for over 100 yards, and with 13 catches. I mean, he did absolutely phenomenal. I don't care what you guys say. I would say Travis Hunter, by far, is one of the best players all around. One of the best players in college football today. Now, people can say, oh, if he was put over here with this conference, that conference, all this other stuff, let's stop doing that, because there are players like, Dwight Freeney and other players, that may have not came from a crazy conference and all this other stuff, but these guys played at the highest level and got the highest checks, as well as some of these individuals that got gold jackets did not come from, the Big 12. So, all that talk, trying to downplay what somebody else is doing, just because of where they're at. I mean, let's see you do that on the field. Let's see you go play for play, pound for pound, yard for yard, consistently every single game over 70 snaps. I guarantee you won't be able to do it. I guarantee you your coaching staff won't allow you to do it, because you have to be an extraordinary athlete. You have to be an extraordinary individual from the mental capacity as well, because that's a lot of knowledge. Being in the film room for your skill position, then going over to another skill position, and then also being in another film room with the quarterbacks and coaching as well. I mean, you're talking about 10, 20, 30, 40 hours a week of film and studying this individual is able to do. So hats off to Travis Hunter, by far one of the best players that I've seen, one of the most electrifying players that I've ever seen, since I've been watching college football, by far. Now, with that being said, transitioning out of football, let's talk about the Canelo fight. Canelo came out, with another beautiful win. I know some people may think that he, he isn't the face of boxing or is, or and all that stuff, all that controversial stuff. But I personally believe that he has definitely made a statement in the boxing history books. I believe that he is the face of boxing in some shape or form. I would definitely have him up there, with Tank Davis, as far as just having the electrifying power, the speed, the poise, the IQ that I like to see when I'm looking at boxing, when I'm looking at people's game plans and schemes, and also how he breaks down his opponents. Is absolutely incredible. So, with that being said, hats off to Canelo, his camp, everything that his team is doing over there. I mean, they're absolutely crushing it. As you guys have been seeing, he's been winning fights back to back. For these type of fights, guys, you got to understand that like these boxers are also faced with a lot of adversity as well. Guys, you got to understand these boxers are not just facing adversity from their workouts. Similar to football. A lot of times these boxers are faced with I would like to say the temptation of the ladies. And I've seen firsthand, guys, professional athletes have to deal with, these individuals. Not saying that everybody's a horrible person. We ain't going there. But they have to deal with women that are not only just chasing them for a dollar, but also as well trying to infiltrate these individuals' careers so that they can get some clout, a bag, a name. Guys, we've seen it time and time again with Floyd. We've seen it time and time again with all these other high level athletes. And one thing that I know about boxing, guys, is they come in floods, absolute floods. Now, it may be different because in football, at least you have a team. You go to the locker room and stuff like that. But these are individual boxers. So if they do something or they hang around some people that they shouldn't be around, or maybe they're at a club and a female tries to do something slick or something funny or try to do something to go viral and stuff like that, like it's completely different than being around an entire team of football, basketball players. So my hats are off to these high level boxers that are able to keep their poise, stay out of trouble like Canelo has, stay out of trouble that some of these other individuals at that level have been doing. Because let's be real, these women out here love to chase a bag. They love to chase men that have these items and lifestyles and all this other stuff. And 9 times out of 10, they have absolutely nothing to lose. That's why I'm always careful. I don't talk to women that have nothing to lose. So typically, just so you guys know, I typically only want to talk to a woman that's making anywhere from $80,000 to $100,000 plus, because you have a career. 9 times out of 10, you have a car, you got your own crib. You've been at your job or whatever it is you've been doing for quite a while to hit those income levels. So it allows me now to at least check off that this person is serious about their life. They're serious about their goals. They're serious about, and dedicated to whatever it is, whatever field that they're in. So that's just me, guys. I feel like if if females can have standards, guys can have standards too. Why not? Y'all want the man with the Rollie and the AMG and the Lamborghini and the penthouse and all this other stuff, and y'all ain't got a pot to piss in, or you guys have no idea even what you want to do with your own life, right? So if you guys can have standards, I feel like all males out there should be able to have standards as well. So that's just a little bit of my standards. If you guys didn't know what my standards are, or you guys wanted some insight about that, you got to be making $80,000 or more to even talk to a man like me, a real king, a real individual that takes care of other individuals and payroll and properties and all the various things that I do. You can't just come up to me or just be in my life just all willy-nilly and you haven't accomplished anything in yours. So moving on from from relationships, I just wanted to give y'all that little insight. The last thing I want to talk about is this Shannon Sharp, this Shannon Sharp IG Live video that's been going around. And I was thinking even myself, like, man, this was probably staged. There's something going on. And I went ahead and tested it, guys. The new update with IG Live, guys, all you have to do is literally go on your Instagram, go to where you go to your camera to where it's looking like you're about to make a post. You swipe left, or you hit IG Live, and boom, you can go IG Live within 2 seconds. So all these people that were out there talking about Shannon Sharp, saying that, oh, this was staged, you got to go through 3, 4, 5, 6 steps in order to even go live. I tried it myself over 3 times, guys. That is completely false. That's a bunch of garbage. And shout out to Shannon Sharp for making this pivot in his career, this pivot in his marketing scheme. I think it is extremely important that we understand, guys, as professionals, even the individuals like myself, you guys may see some crazy stuff about me, but the main thing is making sure that, I'm able to pivot, making sure that whoever's going through that situation is able to pivot or use those situations as fuel for different campaigns. Like, guys, you got to understand, no individual that's that professional, that's taking his career that serious, is going to risk 50 million, 100 million, 200 million dollars down the line just for some stupid video so people can hear him having sex. Let's be for real. And the people that's out there saying that, I guarantee the people that's saying that right now, they've never been in that position. 9 times out of 10, the people that are doing things like that, saying things like that, they probably ain't getting no play. They probably ain't getting no pussy their damn self. So let's stop with all that. It was an honest mistake. I think, I don't know how it happened. There's times where, I've, indulged in sexual activities and I got my phone in my hand because, she just got the mood going or whatever, or, the phone's right next to us and it slides onto the bed. That's only if you're deep in it now. That's only if you're deep in it. If you deep in them cheeks, every now and then that phone gonna slide from wherever it is that's on the bed, and it's gonna slide and hit that little thigh or whatever. You gonna see it, and 9 times out of 10 you got to keep that stroke going and go ahead and pick that phone up, put it on the dresser, or move it to the side or whatever. But in the midst of that, if you hit record or whatever, hey, by all means, like you just never know. But like I said, you got to be deep in them cheeks to know what I'm talking about. You hear me? So with that being said, I don't think that was fake. I've had my own experiences where I've called somebody or started recording something or whatever, and I didn't mean to do it. So I don't think the whole Shannon Sharp thing was a whole just something fake. Okay. So with that being said, that was just a couple topics. I believe that